Hi there, my name is Renee. I'm from Michigan, and today I just want to go over how I prepared to leave my W 2 job. I'm now a 1099 contractor, technically, as a real estate agent and investor. So there was a lot of prep, years of preparation, really. A lot of it was mindset related, but definitely some tactical things too that you can do. So if you're looking to leave your job, for me, the biggest thing that I had to do was to get educated on what my options were. So I learned a lot from not only YouTube videos, but also Audible books. I also joined a GoBundance group called Emerge that has a lot of people doing the same thing, which really helped to help me see people doing it in action, like actually their planning, how they left the job, and what they did after that W-2 career. So joining a like-minded community is important. After I learned a lot of information, I had to start dwindling down where my focus was. I also saved a lot of money. That was one of the big things that worried me, is that I wouldn't have enough money, to go months and months if I didn't make as much as a real estate agent. When I left my W-2, becoming a real estate agent, it had been a great, couple of years span, a career for people, but at that particular time, last August of 23, rates had already gone up to their highest that they've been so far in a while, and everything slowed down. So for me, I'm so happy I saved some money and had a runway. I highly recommend you do at least 6 months of expenses, if not 12, just so that you're safe and you have plenty of time to forge ahead with what your plans are. Another thing I did is I had to make a plan. And to make a plan, I took all those learnings that I told you about that I did and had to kind of hone in, what do I want to do now? One of the big reasons I left my W-2 was I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I felt like every day was Groundhog's Day. I just couldn't take the monotony anymore and the lack of growth in my life. So I had to narrow my focus on what I really enjoy, what I want to make money at doing, and I had to really start to lay down the steps and the pathway to make that happen. What I did is in 2019, a couple years before I left my W-2, I went and got my real estate license and I started selling real estate. So now that I've done that for 4 years, I felt more confident to leave my W-2. So I highly encourage you to start a side gig or side profession on your off time and learn as much as you can about it, and then also become good at doing that skill. After I made a plan and narrowed my focus, I had to simplify my life. So I had to cut out a lot of expenses I didn't need. I do way less Amazon shopping. I cut out some of my subscriptions that I really just don't use very much. It's a waste of money every month that they just take. And I simplified as much as I could. A lot of my money generally goes towards shopping or eating out, and I haven't done either of those nearly as much. So cut your expenses and save that money that way too. And then also make more money. If you have the option to make more money and save it, kind of bigger chunks at a time, do that. If you can work some overtime before you quit your W-2, do that. For me as an agent, I just sold some more houses and saved that money away because they come in, bigger chunks of money there, of checks. And that helped me to basically build a pathway and a runway that I would have. For me, it was about 6 months of expenses saved up when I ended up quitting. So make more money if possible before you leave. If you are planning to buy a house or any kind of real estate before you leave your W-2, definitely do that. I was trying to do it, but for what my goals were in real estate investing, house prices were so expensive and rates were starting to go up. It just didn't work out for me. I couldn't teach another year and try to look for a house again. I just had to leave. I wish I could have bought one more house, but I didn't, and it's okay. Now I'll make it happen in some other way. I just might have a higher interest rate as a 1099 person. So also follow through on your plan. As you get to the finish line of your W-2, really start to put steps in place of what your life's going to look like afterwards. So start a routine that you feel comfortable with. Start becoming more accountable versus less accountable to this new life that you're building. Also, seek advice from others. If you can connect with people on the phone, especially, or in person, with people who've done this before, whether it's leaving the job that you're in currently or entrepreneurs that have already left and done something else with their life, I would highly suggest getting their perspective and their best, advice on what you can do to prepare and how your life might look afterwards. Because it really is a big adjustment. I thought in a couple months after I quit, everything would be cool and fine, but it's way bigger than that, way bigger process, way bigger getting used to directing your own life instead of having it directed for you by a job. So very hard, not easy. I'm telling you, I've been struggling, but I'm getting better. I've heard within a year, it takes about a year to kind of adjust to this new life. So it's quite a bit of time. Also, try new things and pivot. If you're finding your plan isn't working or isn't producing income, or you just don't like it very much, don't be afraid to pivot and do something different. I mean, that's why you left your W-2, because you didn't like some aspect of your job. So don't be afraid to try new things and adjust where needed. I had to adjust in my real estate agent business, what I do like versus what I don't like. I had to get rid of some of the stuff I don't like about the position and kind of bring in other strategies that will still accomplish the same thing, but in a way that's comfortable for me. Last thing, make sure you're planning your days well. Even before you leave your W-2, have a routine in place in the morning, have a routine in place in the afternoon. That's all I can suggest, because when you have a whole day in front of you after you leave your W-2, you're kind of like looking around like, what the heck do I do now? Like, I'm lost. Like, what am I focusing on? So really getting a plan started before you leave your job is important. It's going to be a big change. And the first few weeks, I was extremely motivated to follow through with my plan. And as I got used to being home every day and working from home, it got harder and harder. So eventually, you're going to have to maintain that discipline. I started 75 hard, to be honest, because that discipline was completely slipping for me. So I needed to kind of be accountable to myself again. So I started that about 56 days ago. So if you have any questions, need any more advice, let me know. I will put my email down in the comments or in the description here. And good luck with your choices. It's not an easy thing, but to me, it was a necessary thing. I knew it was going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, is to quit the structure and go out on my own. So it wasn't about the money for me. It was about life expectations. I'm halfway through my life. What am I going to do this last half? It's time to do it now. So good luck with whatever you decide to do, and don't be afraid to do what you feel is right. You got to listen to yourself. You're the only one you're here to make happy and impress and be there for. So you got to listen to what yourself is saying. All right. Good luck with everything. I wish you well, and good luck this year. Have a good year. Bye.